Which is good. I get to start my run again at Curse and Chaos. With the indie games, I wait till they're cheap. I'm just not.
I mean, aren't they always cheap?
No, I think this game was $10, and maybe it's worth it, but I'm always gonna buy it when it's cheap.
I consider that cheap. Because of how much I have to spend on games.
I want it for $3, $1.97.
Are you getting Uncharted?
Yeah, I am, but I probably won't play it because I still have to play I gotta finish the first one and the second one.
Yeah,
and
at least you were on Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I just wanted to stop before we're gonna go on specific topics. I don't want to just be going bunny trailing all over the place. That's why I didn't want to do that before as well. So
that's good to stay focused.
Yeah, okay, I was just having like a normal conversation.
Sure, well, go ahead and take over, and I'll follow your lead.
No, well, you can present the questions that you have. If I ever want to discuss something, I just put it on my channel.
So I got a Better Gamer here with me. We're just having a talk about what exactly is a casual. That's the main topic anyway, idea of casual gamer. I think it was brought up by a video that you did. Was it not? That you had people.
It was brought up. It was brought up when I made that video. It's funny because the video wasn't even about that, and someone changed it to that, which I can only assume is because I said I liked Call of Duty, because the video where that guy came on to question me and interrogate me on my own channel was, and I don't blame him for doing so because a lot of people are fake, but I mean, it was about me saying enough with these elitist type gamers, which he seems to be one himself, of these people who'll criticize you, you know, if you don't like games that are like Dark Souls, or if you just don't have fun with games that are just challenging and tedious, the way Dark Souls seem to be. So that's how the whole thing was brought up, because I said I like Call of Duty, so that'll sway a lot of people a certain way, just because a lot of casuals also like Call of Duty. Simple as that.
Isn't Call of Duty loved by millions of people? It doesn't really make sense to criticize someone for that. More likely to.
It's known for casuals, you know. I mean, it's just that's just how it is. I liked it before that. It was not this mainstream when COD 4 came out, Modern Warfare 2 came out. Those were great games, but they were not considered casual. But I liked it since then. I didn't hop on the bandwagon with one of these last couple CODs. I've always played it, and it just turned out to be that way. I told you before you started sharing this that it's the same thing for GTA, but if you play a lot of GTA, people aren't going to call you a casual, and that game, everybody fucking buys that game. Everyone. So it's the same thing.
What do you think it's a way to try to have some sort of fake superiority and have some kind of status in the gaming community?
Yeah, it makes them feel better about themselves. Oh, you just play Call of Duty? Well, I play Dark Souls. That means that I'm better than you. That means you would never be able to play Dark Souls. That means you're a casual. But that's where it comes to. Well, what is the casual? I'm not trying to be Grimbachi, if you guys know who that is, but when it comes a casual, if you casually play games, you're a casual. Everything else is just your own made-up definition of what a casual is, which was just started by people to try and prove that they're better for playing a different game genre, which is pretty fucking stupid.
I mean, we're not talking about philosophy here, so people can make up these terms all they like. They can pretty much define it however they want to. Everyone's just a bunch of enthusiasts at the end of the day, liking their whatever video game.
Yeah, I don't care what people like. You're sitting there playing an indie. I wouldn't criticize you, but most of those games, like I use an example in my video, and people can agree to disagree if they like. But the Mr. Elitist himself, known as Black Bond, likes to brag about games that he plays, and the games that he plays, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I'm not touching The Witcher. I'm not touching any City Skylines, any whatever else crap he plays. I wouldn't touch those games, but I would never criticize someone for playing them, because why should I give a fuck about what anyone else plays?
I have The Witcher 3 and the 1 and 2 on my Mac, but I haven't completed any of them. what is it that you wouldn't like about those games?
I don't like those types of, like, you know, old style RPGs, you know, with like magic and all that type of stuff. And I never have been into like Dragon Age and all that stuff. I'm not into this. I'll admit that I can be a little picky, but I mean, people like what they like.
Really quick, I think in a video that you had made, you did mention Street Fighter V, and so I just wanted to touch on that, just really quick, before we're done. I think what did you mention exactly about Street Fighter? There's something to do with the value.
I said exactly this. I said fuck the game for $60. They released it in what's known as on Steam as an early access game. That's how they released it, but yet they charged it for full price, and then they started saying, well, we're going to add free DLC down the line, but it's not free DLC. It's stuff that should have been the game from beginning that you're patching in later and calling it free DLC to try and damage control. So, and that still stands. That's what they did, you know?
Well, you do know that was announced as their model. That was their business model to begin with.
It was, but it wasn't their business model that they were gonna take out all these game modes. You know, they never said that they were gonna have all this missing content at launch. Correct?
No, I think everyone expected arcade mode and stuff like that to be in the game. What most likely they admitted. I think Yoshinori Ono admitted that they didn't have enough time, or they were not able to complete their job, and they wanted to make sure it was out so that the tournament players could have it.
Oh yeah, I made a big rant about those tournament players, but
yep.
No, I don't think that people expected that, because if people expected it, then what would be the outrage about? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, why would there be outrage if people expected it? I don't think people did expect it. That's what people were so angry about. I mean, arcades have been fighters since the inception. It's literally like that would be like taking Team Deathmatch out of a multiplayer shooter. It's like it just doesn't make any sense. And now I didn't buy it, obviously, so there was no versus mode, right? Could you just like play a friend, or like what other modes are missing? They're missing a bunch of things.
The game has, when it came out, it has versus. It has a survival mode. It has a very bare bones story mode, but it's not the story mode that people want. And then
I heard that like a baby beat it or some shit. Like there was a video I heard that it was very bare bones story.
Yeah, and
I mean, how long did that game take? Like, they just shouldn't have released it. Or, as a lot of people suggest, alright, so if you're running a company, there shouldn't be like a bunch of people in YouTube communities that have better ideas than you. Like, why was it not just released then as a tournament edition? Why did you release it as a full game and charge full price?
I think that has to do with the state of the industry, and people accept this model. People accept the games to be made partly and then released, and then the rest of it will come later. And that is what it is.
The only person I saw who was really open to it was that freaking goon hip hop gamer. But other than that, though, the problem I had was that all these people bitching about it fucking bought the shit. Like, right. That's what bothered me, is that everyone who was complaining about it freaking bought it. Like, you gotta put your money where your mouth is. You keep buying these games and complaining about them. Like, it was the same thing I told you with Call of Duty. People buy it every year, and then you're gonna sit there and wonder why things happen, because you're buying it. Street Fighter V should not... Well, I heard it sold like shit on PS4 anyway. I heard it didn't even sell that good at all.
I'm not sure the numbers, but it didn't sell well in Japan.
I just heard it didn't sell good on the PS4 at all.
I don't know that
that was my understanding.
I know it didn't do what I think people thought it was going to do. I don't know the numbers.
I mean, yeah, it's a legendary game like Street Fighter. I mean, that's a household name, you know, like Mario. Street Fighter.
Oh, that Street Fighter is that's one of the most amazing Street Fighters ever been made. It's amazing. The animations, the characters, and the fighting mechanics, it really encourages
Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, it really encourages a really aggressive Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 is very defensive, and so people could just try to play a keep-away game, and this game is not like that at all. It encourages a very aggressive play.
Street Fighter 5 is one of the best Street Fighters ever made?
Yeah, the mechanics.
Oh, okay.
I'm one of those.
Maybe so I mean, it
I'm
wasn't
one of.
really like my criticisms towards the game have never been about the gameplay. I said it might be fun, but I'm just not gonna buy it and then complain about it. And I'm not gonna not complain about it because it's some bullshit. So you see, that's what happens. If I have to miss out, and I don't really feel like I was missing out because, like I said, I'm a casual fighting fan. But
Right.
yeah.
So that was Maximilian that really helped me to see that they made a big mistake, because he said that while he may be an amazing Street Fighter, they overlooked how important it was to appeal to the casual market. And that what they did was a mistake. It was a big mistake to do. They should have made sure that there was a game there for all audiences, not just tournament players or people that want to go to tournaments.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my rant. I kind of made it about esports in general, but catering towards tournament players is always a stupid move, because that's never the majority of your fan base. So I don't understand why you're catering to the minority. That I've never understood that. That's why I made a rant very angry about it, saying, fuck the tournament players, because why are you gonna cater to the minority? It makes no sense.
We'll have to see. Like, depending on how the sales are and how they react, they may learn their lesson and not do that again.
I don't know, man. I don't even know. Who knows when the next fucking Street Fighter 4 came out in 2009. And it took them, well, it's not like they've been working on it this whole time. What I assume happened is about 2.5 years ago, something just happened with them and Sony, and, like, the game was not in development since 2009. Not even a possibility. They probably just picked it up a couple of years ago, I think that's what happened. But they should have just delayed it. That's it. It probably could have been perfected by this time. That time when it released, whenever that was, in 2016. It released in 2015, right? Near the end?
No. It released this year in February.
Alright, well then in that case, I felt like it released a while ago. It would have been better off in February of 2017 then, where it could have been a complete product. And if it was complete, I think it would have been a great game, besides that whole shit they had where the servers went offline. I thought that was ridiculous. I mean, you're having a game that's pretty heavily online, like they want you to play online, online focused, and then you're gonna have the servers go down like that. But I guess they fixed it.
They did. They were down for the first weekend, and after that, they worked. It works really well now.
I just thought that was ridiculous, considering how many betas I heard that the game had, and you're still, like, what the fuck is the point of a beta at this point? Like, really, if you're still going to release the game like that.
It's just a glorified demo. That's what a beta is. That's why I wouldn't buy it digitally. I was going to wait till the game. I did wait for the game to come out, and I bought it. I bought it as a physical copy with the understanding that if it turned out to be bad, I'd sell it back or return it. But I mean, but I'm gonna go into tournaments. I'm one of those Street Fighter players that will try to go to a tournament. I'm not very good, but I'll go.
Hey, if you are, you are. That's fine. But my point was just that this is not, like, don't you want the most money? You gotta at least to some extent cater to the casuals. I mean, they're the ones keeping your food on the table for your family, not the pro players. That's never been the case.
They made a mistake there. They need the casual people to buy the costumes and all that. They're not going to go through survival.
Because as it is, casuals in most cases don't really buy fighting games in the first place, and you don't have this game available to people on the Xbox One, so you need to appeal to as much people as possible.
So I can't disagree with that. So they made a big mistake there.
I wish that, like, this isn't gonna happen, and people may call this self-entitled. People love to throw that term around, you know that. But I wish they would ask the community as a whole, what do we think? Because never does that happen.
Well, for which game? Because they did ask the community. It's just for Street Fighter, they only asked the tournament players. They were not concerned with the mainstream.
The tournament players are not the community. Those are the pro players. That's not the community.
Well, that's who keeps Street Fighter alive. Street Fighter was dead for many years. It was the pro players that kept it going, with having underground tournaments. for many years.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I agree. Enthusiasts are always gonna keep it going, but that doesn't mean that's where your sales are. I mean, people, don't they still play fucking Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube at these tournaments? I mean, yeah, you could keep it going like that, but that's not where most of your money is. That's not where most of the people, or the majority of people who are buying it, that's not who they are.
No, and they are still playing in the GameCube. Those are very dedicated fighting game fans.
Right.
They love Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I thought they would be.
There's like a big in that scene. They have arguments about which Smash Brothers is the best. They will not give the other ones a chance.
Well, Melee was pretty beast. I really enjoyed that game during my time with the GameCube. I liked that game a lot. I mean, hey, honestly, Street Fighter V to me, like with the business practices, to me it made Mortal Kombat X look good.
It did.
And Mortal Kombat X was a fucking shit show with all the shit they tried doing. They pulled a lot of shit over there. WB, you know, broken ports, retarded DLC, easy fatalities. But compared to what Street Fighter did, I mean, how do you not have an arcade mode, you know?
I don't know. It's blasphemy.
Seems to me like a cupcake with no frosting.
Well, we'll have to see we'll see if the feature of the game, if this is something they can't recover from.
I mean, the thing is, Capcom's already in a fucking shit pile in the first place. I don't know why they would even, like, do they not consider that a risk? I mean, come on, they're banking off of console manufacturers now. They did it with Microsoft with Dead Rising, then they went over to Sony for Street Fighter. They literally can barely make a game on their own. I know they're making all these Resident Evil remasters now. That's just their shit now. They can't afford to do crap on their own, and they're still making dumb decisions. Like, honestly, they're probably just going to end up going under like Sega, if you ask me. Because, like, how stupid could you be, you know?
Someone will buy them before they go under. I mean, I could see that happening.
But who would want to buy them, though? They're barely making games, you see? Like, who wants Capcom, you know? They're like that kid that nobody wants at the orphanage.
No, people want the intellectual properties that they have. They would want Mega Man and
so
Street Fighter.
People just want Street Fighter and Resident Evil?
Yeah, they don't want the company. They want the intellectual properties that they hold. That's all.
That's fair, but I mean, if you think about it, how much would it take to buy Capcom, number one? And number two, how popular really is Street Fighter and Resident Evil? Is it that popular? Because it would probably take a lot of money to buy them.
Street Fighter is
popular anymore?
Street Fighter is very popular. Have you seen the numbers of people that watch the streams? Like for an Evo tournament?
No, I don't really follow that.
We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people. And I think at this point it's over 100,000 easily that's watching the Street Fighter 4 stream. And so the Street Fighter 5 stream is going to be even bigger.
You gotta remember something though, right? These are the hardcore people. This doesn't... I mean, 100... It seems like a big number, doesn't it? But 100,000 hardcore fans, is that really something to brag about?
I mean, I'm not going to brag about it. I don't know if it's... I think that seems like a lot of people.
You're not bragging about it, but I'm saying if you're looking at the big perspective, I mean, the hardcore people, of course, are going to watch it, you know? I mean, that's the case with everything. I mean, if you look at a game like Destiny, they always showed the community what would be coming up for the game in a live stream. Same deal, 100K people would show up, but that's not a proper representation, though, because that's the hardest of the core that are tuning in to watch that, you know?
If they're able to operate their business with that audience, then it doesn't really matter if that's how many it is. Like, that's why I don't worry about that stuff. I'm enjoying an amazing Street Fighter game, and I'm not concerned about how the business is operating. I'm just concerned if they're providing me with the product that I can buy and the service I need.
Well, I mean, what if the next one came with less content, though? Because you can't say it's not possible after all the crazy stuff that goes down, you know? I mean, Street Fighter 5 content-wise was a downgrade to Street Fighter 4, correct?
I don't know. I didn't start out playing vanilla Street Fighter 4, but for this one, if I haven't mastered the game, I'll be playing that game for years. If they didn't release anything, I will still not master the game. So, I mean, I'm going to spend thousands of hours playing Street Fighter 5. But I go into practice mode, you know? I go into practice mode and I play every character. I'll try to learn them, a lot of them. I don't play it like other people do.
Alright, yeah, sure. I mean, thing is though, I don't think many people are doing that. Is what I keep trying to get at, you know?
I understand where you're coming from. I'm not that audience. I'm that specific audience that I'm like I mean, isn't that I'm the same as the guy that would accuse you of being a casual Call of Duty player? I'm a casual Street Fighter player. I can just play that game. I could just play Street Fighter and not play a single other game. Right?
I get that.
Isn't that what he was saying? That if you just play that game, you're actually just a casual game.
Yeah, he was something to that effect. Anyway, it was more like if you play only a certain amount of games and you play those games a lot and don't steer off and play other games, you're a casual, which is him trying to put the spin on what I said originally. But that's just what people do.
But I mean, when I was 12 years old, I had the time to play every game on the the NES or the 64 or on the Dreamcast. So that's who you're talking to. Some kid that is able to dedicate thousands of hours to everything. Most people can't do that.
No one's able to do it. No, that's the thing though. All these people that it's a balancing effect because these people, I'm putting in more time I'm playing less games but putting in more time. Guys who just go around. And I'm not hating on people that do that, but it's not my style. People like BG or Heartache, for example, that just buy what pretty much for the most part whatever is the new shit. They're not putting in as much time as me, and a lot of those games, like more recently Quantum Break and Ratchet and Clank, there's not any reason to put that much time in the game. Like I said this, I'll always say this. I look for longevity in a game. Give me a reason to keep playing it, because some people can just play single player games back because they like it. I mean, maybe if there's a new game plus I can, but other than that, I'm not gonna play it if I don't feel like I have a reason for playing it. I like progression in my games.
Well, hey, I kind of have to cut short because I got Game of Thrones to watch tonight. So, but it was good talking to you. We should do it again sometime. I don't really play a lot of the games you do, but if you wanted to game share or something,
I'd play. I talk to a lot of people that don't play what I play. It's completely fine.
But if you ever wanted to do the game share, I'd play Call of Duty. I don't know if you can. I don't know if that works. Does that even work with Call of Duty?
Share play?
Yeah.
It probably would work, but listen, man, I gotta tell you, COD still nowadays is having it has connection issues, and I don't think you'd have a fun time playing share play. It would probably be laggy, and it would not be an enjoyable experience. I would have to say if you do want to give it a try, maybe get it used from GameStop. If you don't like it, you can send it back. I would not recommend it on share play.
There's not a split screen mode. They don't do split screen anymore.
Split screen if you're at someone's house, yeah.
Oh, but you can't do a split screen offline share play?
Split screen offline share play. I don't know. I've never used share play.
Oh, okay. Then
but I know it's a lot laggier, so it wouldn't be enjoyable at all. But yeah, this game has a lot of offline stuff. It could be. I'm not positive on that, so I'll hold off on answering that one.
Alright, man, well, it's good talking to you. I'll catch you next time. I'm gonna go check out this Game of Thrones episode. Get my bottle of wine ready. Alright.